for me. 1 second, charge up this bad boy. Let's charge it real quick. Any questions for me at all? MU right there at 220. What time is it? 9:55. Times 5. So we got it right there, 220. Looking for an inflection point, that breakdown. So boom, let's see it. So 220. After that, let's come here. Got AMD 230. So we're about to look at this S&P 500, the SPY, right there at 674. So watching the SPY at 674. All right, there we go. So MU bounced right off that trend line. Let's see what there we got. D, 1 second. There, 230. So we got to cleanly see that trend line actually get broken. Second there. So we're currently here at 674. Haven't got that entry on the SPY yet, but looking for it. Looking for an entry on the SPY. VIX is at 19. Tesla 425. Crazy. Crazy day. Tesla's about to run into a wall. Let me show you real quick. This is when you know your levels, you know your charts. I hadn't even looked at Tesla today, but I know there's a level right here at 424, right here running into this wall. That's what I mean by the wall. So you had in the breakout, they come here. So you had a 5-minute bull flag here on the SPY. So you had a bull flag pattern. So this is a 5-minute time frame pattern right now. So this 5-minute bull flag broke out. So this is why we broke out here to the upside. Now, at the same time, Tesla's right there at resistance. The QQQ is also there at 613. So let's look at the Qs now, because it just had my alert go off. So this is where rejection is at. You see where we drew down at, right? We drew down right here at 613. So looking here, this was that same spot that we rejected out the last time. Let's see if that same thing happens here now. Confident that it will, but let's see. Let's see if we get another rejection. Because if we are to, we're going to pull back. And the market comes down. AMD is at 230. Where's Nvidia at? Where's she at? Nvidia is at 195. Remember, the level on Nvidia is 190. If we break underneath 190, we're going to go back to 186. So there we go. Top line resistance level here on the Qs. So at the top of the trend, TSLA, Tesla. 1 second. Right. So right there at 613. Right there. Let's see. All right, now I'm gonna take QQ puts at this 613 because I'm seeing that right now in this 613 that we're not breaking. So I like the level to take the puts at here now. It's about to be at 10 o'clock. So I feel a little bit better comfortable saying, okay, the Qs are up 2.2% today, right? We're here at 613. Let me look to start getting into the QQQ puts here. All right. So we're at 675 there on a SPY. A second. Look, January 16th. Let me see. Get a couple of those right now. QQQ. There we go. Was just able to get a few of those QQQs now. So caught it at the top of the market. In the QQQ puts, 615 strike for January 16th. Looking on the Qs to come back down, pull downward. Let's see, 1 second. Let me get this. So 596. So now what I did was I drew a diagonal trend line from the start of the trend. So that's what I did. I drew a diagonal trend line, started the trend here at 613, which is top of the trend, but I drew it from 596. So now what I want to watch out for is if we start to notice where we bounced at 610 right there today. Now I want to see if we can slip back down to 612. So if we can do that. Walkway on, and then it sounds like go. A Palantir. What's that price is? PLTR. Tesla just hit 427. There we go. So now, right here, caught my entry at the top, right there. So docket for post that in my Discord. 1 second for my people, so they know. Yeah, I appreciate that. And at the top, here, caught it real time. Caught it at 10 o'clock. Let's see if we catch really the top of the day. Let's see if I'm that nice. Am I that nice? That's gonna be the answer to the question. Am I that nice?
Hey, Lawrence, I had a quick question.
Go ahead, man.
It was inside the chat.
Go ahead. How many contracts do you buy? To me, how many ever that you feel comfortable as far as affording? I would suggest no more than maybe 1 to 2 as a beginner. So I would say if in February you still go out, you still may get out today. Correct. Yep. If it hits my target, correct. If it hits my target today. If it hits my target tomorrow, get out tomorrow. If it hits it next week, I'll get out next week. But I buy the time for protection. That's what I look like, buying the time for insurance. Because it may not instantly go your way, but over time it can. So I do keep that in mind. It may not instantly just that second go your way. But there's a lot of times we look at moves and yeah, we'll see them play out. So it just takes time. Let's see, 613, SPY at 674. See, making up ground. Defended that. Oh, hold on. I was about to say. Seen the ticker down 13%. I was like, the stock is down 13%. It was the VIX at one point, it's down 17%. Right here. All right, we at 10:04. Nvidia is right there, currently still at 195. So it's right there at 195. Let's see, SoundHound broke up today. AVGO's up a 20 ball. Meta just broke back underneath 600. Got the alert there. All right. Let's see. Got that up there. So you got this. It's QQQ 612. Caught it at 613. Can it go and break this trend line? That's the question. Got to see this trend line get broken. I'm on the 15 minute. Let's see on the 5. What time is it? 20. Let's see if by 10:20 we can get down to 611. Let me also draw my diagonal trend line right here at the start of this move. 669. There we go. So notice we bounce right here at 670. Start of this move. There we go. Go back in time. There we go. There we go. Perfect. All right, we already back to 611. Just like that. Real-time trading. Real-time trading. No games, no fluff. In real time. Caught the top of the market right there. There's 13 and a quarter. Was right there. Real time. Already back to 611. Perfection. Now that was a perfect trade. That was perfect. Perfect. Caught it right at the top of the trend. What did we use? We used these imbalances, right? So we said here on what? Right there. Where we at?
Okay.
So boom. Right here at the same point. So what did I use? I used confluence. That's really the definition by definition. All right. So right here at 14, the 14th and the 17th of November, we literally rejected right there. Right. So we rejected right there. So I said right here at 613, I'm going to look to take the puts on the Qs. Right. So I got in the Qs right there at the 613. What was my rationale? My reasoning behind it was because one, I believe that the market is overran for the day. Two, that was the same point that we rejected at last time before we started pulling back down, right? So that's the main reason as to why. So if we break this trend line, this is this structure. So structure right here, I drew a trend line from the bottom of yesterday, right? Pretty much essentially right there at the bottom. I drew that trend line and I said, okay, if we break through, so now we need to see on this 15-minute time frame, I need sellers to be able to take the QQQ, drop it down and break below this trend line. Same thing here on the S&P 500. I need the SPY to show me because it's created what pattern? This pattern that we call is a rising wedge. So it's a rising wedge on a 30-minute and hour time frames, right? And 15 minutes. So this is a rising wedge. So if we break here, we break out of this rising wedge, and we could draw back down to 608 on the Qs underneath here. So we got to see sellers really take this down. So this 15-minute candle closes at less than 6 minutes, right? So less than 6 minutes, we're going to see this break now.
That 180 always tickles me. People are funny, man. And also the fellows and
6 minutes. Let's see if we can see it break down.
out the Bama crew at the science fair. Oh, nice. Good this week.
So we're looking for 608 on the Qs. If you're shorting the Qs, you're looking for about 608. On the SPY, roughly, I would say you probably want to see this name come back to about 669. Right? So 669. That's what you would be looking for. We got to keep our eyes on Nvidia, though. Keep your eyes peeled on Nvidia. Remar, way to work, my brother. That's execution. That's execution. He took the notes. Profited just now, 412. Easy money. Good job, Remar. Shout out to Remar. TQQQ is down because it did a split. It's not really down that much. It did a split.
Cool.
So watch it here. We're gonna watch it on the Qs, and we can see a breakdown below this 610.
Everything else we can just circle back to.
Gotta watch it there. See that breakdown. Gotta see it break down. You notice that this wick right now is wicking right there at that 610. We want to see a candle close below, either here on the 5 minutes, which is going to close every 5 minutes, or at least on the 15 minutes, which is going to close every 15 minutes. Notice that the wicks are showing you where the buyers are at. Notice every time it was hitting this line, buyers were stepping in. It tried to do it actually at the market open, but buyers stepped in, and that's why we shot. So we got to be mindful of that. If we don't see a candle actually close and break here, we need to think about our exit on the Qs. So it's just something to keep in mind. And tying that up as well. So now I have, I'll focus here just solely on the QQQ, but I'm gonna pull up Nvidia, right? So now I gotta pull up the big dog, right? Now I gotta pull up Nvidia, the big dog. So you can go to the YouTube. This is what we're working on with live trading. No game, no fluff. Tell your favorite person to pull up a chart, give you some trades, and let's get active. Right? No games, no fluff around this way. This is all effort. Remember, everybody's happy the video ran. Now let's see if Nvidia goes and breaks this 190. So let's see. Real time trading. No fluff. Lights and cameras is on. 193 there. So watch that. Watch that area.
Yeah, usually like 11:59 type of thing. So some of them have started on it.
Let's see. So you see the buyers kind of stepping right back in there. Gotta have it on both sides. Got QQQ and Nvidia both lining up together. Even though I'm not in an Nvidia trade right now, I am in AMD, and I am in MU, and I am in a QQQ. So even though I'm not in Nvidia, we know Nvidia is the top dog. So if Nvidia pulls back, that's going to drag the Qs down. Tesla already rejected at resistance. So now can we see Nvidia break their low of the day? Get my trend line out. Come on, baby. Talk to me. Yeah, you see that Qs is not liking that level right there so far. Let's see. But if we can break underneath that, we got to break this 610. It's playing around there at 610.
Yeah, he has been giving them a chance, yes, to fix things.
And right here, that 192, that's the low of the day. That's the LOD. That's what we call it, low of the day, LOD. Right there. So look at these buyers trying to step in here at this 611. But sellers have to take control. Only way that's going to break down is if Nvidia breaks down. It just went to the 5 minute on both sides. 5 minute time frame on both sides, just to zoom in.
Is this public somehow?
The Madison Yards Public.
222 MU, Meta 599, just print money 308. There we go. Time to 1014. There it is. That candle's about to close. This 5-minute candle's about to close in less than 30 seconds. Let's see if it closes below this 610, which should be 611 in the 610 range. You see that? The direct relationship. Notice that the QQQ is dropping, pulling down.
It's just
It's trying to break.
how much food are we talking? Do you know?
Gotta see it.
Like
Buyers 193.
chicken with sides, so it's
Buyers very resilient here. That's why you keep seeing this wick. What time is it? 10:14.
like 3 or 4 something like that.
Yep. Notice the buyers stepping in right there, especially on Nvidia as well too.
I believe so. Yeah.
So the link is in YouTube link is in my channel and it is above right there. So you can follow it. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. Panthers News Network is the name of the YouTube channel. So you notice right here, they're at 611. How can we? Now I want to zoom in real quick. I'm gonna zoom in. Notice how we're now rejecting, right? There's a wick right here at that 611. So now the main question is here, we're in the 610 range. Can we actually break this structure? So now and these are lines you can easily just take off and remove. So now I'm gonna set it right there, a line in the sand here at 610 and change. I'm gonna go to this low, right? Because this was once a higher low before making a higher high. So I'm gonna explain that in a second here. So this is like 659, 50, excuse me, 609.50. So now these are my intermediate levels before you even get to 608. We got to take these levels out because this is where the buyers are at. This is where the liquidity is lying. Right here, this is that same area that we wicked off of and popped off of. So we got to see a break below this level, right? Got to see a break below this level. Then here at 609.50, this was the one at one point in time, we made a higher high, then we made a higher low. So then we met and made a higher high, right? So higher high, higher low, right? Because it's higher than the previous low. Watch Nvidia here as we have this 192. All right. Now notice the buyers are still, look at these long wicks. Anytime you see these long wicks, this means that buyers are stepping in and pushing price upward, right? So they're stepping in. So these buyers are aggressive. But can we see this candle engulf this line, right? Can we see this candle engulf this line? If that doesn't happen, these buyers are coming in. So two things can happen here. Also, why do I have it timed up? Why are these buyers stepping in here? Well, in this time frame, this is a 5 minutes, very critical and crucial. But this could be forming, Nvidia could be forming what we call a DB, a double bottom. So we know that if Nvidia is forming a DB, double bottom, that's a bullish reversal pattern. So we got to keep that in mind here beneath this this 611. So if Nvidia doesn't, notice as you see that wick, we're back here to 611. It's fighting. It's a dog fight at those levels. Where's MU at? 220. There we go. So you got a 5-minute AMD, which is here at 228. MU is at 220.34. So that's why we see the QQQ back there at 611.40. Right?
Yeah, no, he's had more than enough opportunities. And it's been very clear. Situation. I think that if he does show tomorrow, you're out.
So those buyers are getting aggressive. I will do it. Just take that. Hold on 1 second. 612.
Yeah, he's very close to being fired, and I think if it weren't
Yep, 612 right there.
about to be
So it's shooting up. Aggressiveness right there.
As you know, I'm not a big fan of
Let's see. Got MU shot $1. So right there. So you see those buyers came in pretty aggressively right there at that. Let's see here. Qs, the bigs. Keep our eyes peeled on that video.
Julius is much like it's coming down. Julius, hopefully, can just have a good conversation with him. He was saying, I might be able to join in on some of their programming. Yeah.
So let's see. Did we actually get a move there downward?
Yeah, which is fair.
193.
Our Slater crew struggling.
222 there on MU. See, VIX is still at 19.
So I do wanna, and it's easy for us to.
Nvidia. So I still have that alert set for Nvidia for 190. Of course, right now we need to get below 192 and change here.
Need
Let's
oversight.
see. Second.
Michael connecting with Julius, me connecting with Kamaya, and you're also requesting
15.
for me to connect with Mo and Kia prior to.
That should be just making sure they're good when they arrive, like they know where to jump in at. So I think they're starting.
Oh, are they coming at noon still? They're not
Yeah,
after
194.
Yeah, so just so they know where to jump in.
Where is the, we got AMD at 228.
Yeah, they should be, like I said, I already sent the assignment out in advance, so they should be good. The only thing is the otherly assignment, which Anna will email to them.
There we go. Just seen a nasty candle on Microsoft. Looking at Microsoft on this device right here. Nasty candle on Microsoft just now.
So those two
It's a nasty
things,
candle.
Michael is 11:30, Kamaya is 12:30. She's aware of this conversation.
Yes, she is. I talked to her.
If Nvidia holds up, then it's not going to, the Qs is not going to be able to draw down at all much anymore. If Nvidia doesn't break below that 193, it's not going to, QQQ is not going to be able to draw down at all. Microsoft is playing around at that 492 level right now. Ticker is that. The VIX is still trying to hold tight, but Nvidia has to get below essentially 193 right now. So this is like nitty gritty levels, right? So notice I'm like nitty gritty on here. I'm deep in the trenches on a 5 and a 15 minute. I'm like zoomed in all the way, right? So you're seeing like price action all the way in just real time, buying and selling, right? So that Nvidia move was just aggressive because you had a 5-minute double bottom. So that's important. That's what broke up the selling, right? So Nvidia being the highest asset in this index ultimately determines the direction of the whole market. All right. Watch Microsoft underneath 490. Let me pull up MU real quick again. So to show them, hold on 1 second, I'll bring that cues right back. As long as I got Nvidia, I know what's happening. So watch this real quick. So there we go.
The staff knows that they're good to get all of that.
There we go. So we had 2 wicks right off of, right, 2 wicks right here off of this 218. But if we can see MU get below 218, it's going to drop down there to 214 and change. After that, 206. AMD, I'm seeing a little bit of weakness in them too. I don't trust either ticker. MU and AMD, I don't trust either one of them right now. Both are showing me a level of weakness. And I expect both tickers to come to the downside. And if Nvidia can lead that charge, perfect. But Nvidia needs to draw down below that 193. AMD just made a lower high. Now it's about to go make a lower low. So AMD hanging on by a thread and needle right there. Looking for a move back to around 220 on that name. Let's see. 220.
For spring.
There we go.
And we're also. What would that look like?
Let's see.
Last week, Mo actually
Right, got the QQ. Trying to fight. I think it's at 612 and a quarter. There we go. Or 612 every time. So still within that wedge pattern right there.
Schoolwork support slash concerns.
5, perfect.
The staff
See,
checking
can
how
we
classroom
out there on our video?
Basically, everybody's
there.
GSE schoolwork status and any additional support concerns that we need. Want to check in on prior to the next team meeting is 12/3.
6, 6, 6, 6, 6.
Want
Or call two.
194. So no solid directional break just yet. What time is it? Almost 10:30.
All of that done.
So try to get below here on that 610. Those buyers right there
Okay,
and at that 610 trend line.
Malia's note sent out.
Yes,
Today,
I'll do
please.
that today.
Honestly, I feel like we get this every year. We get folks like a Michael or a Gabby who, are kind of transparent about their lack of attendance, and then folks like a Imani and Malia has more. She has pressing reasons, but she also still is here just as infrequently as Michael.
You said Malia.
Yeah, so she really should be, honestly, we should be advancing her situation probably faster.
Another questions for me. Get your questions in. 612.
No, and
VIX is trying to get back above 20 as we speak right now.
But yeah, she wasn't here.
I have an alert set on AMD for 225 to let me know when it gets down there. MU, I have an alert set for 218 for when it gets there.
Most of her is
Let's see, MU. Yeah,
like the UHs, she was here.
gotta watch it. Of course, we have one for Nvidia for 190. But first, we gotta break through this 193. Otherwise, that ain't happening.
So I would
There
say
we go.
probably if this continues the first week in December, she needs to be put immediately on step 2.
Correct. That's exactly what it is. Walking you directly through a trade and a trade setup.
But she's somebody that also is having transportation issues and family issues. So it just seems like.
So how do I get rid of the fear?
And that's gonna be-
I mean, as far as getting rid of the fear, to me, I guess there's always going to be a thought of loss, right? But following the things that I'm showing you is directly going to help you feel and look for high probability setups, because that's exactly what I'm teaching you here right now.
Yeah.
So these are looking for high probability. So we need Nvidia to break below 193, right, in order for the QQQ to come down. So I think it's more about knowing what's happening and understanding how things actually move. So I know if Nvidia is not drawing down, it's going to be tough. But also notice that the relationship between buyers and sellers. So I keep hinting at, okay, well, MU is coming down here trying to break this 220. I'm showing you each time where the buyers and the liquidity is at. So the fear part is, to me, I think it comes down to you not knowing, right? When you don't know and you're taking a trade, or you don't know, there's a fear factor because there's just what you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? But when you know and you understand what's happening, I think the fear becomes less of a factor. Take these circles off.
Her absenteeism
now.
Continues first weekend. If you're putting on today.
All right, so right there at that 194. Let's see, sees drops. December rate cut. Hold on, sees 3. So Morgan Stanley, they dropped their expectation of the December rate cut, but they see 3 next year.
Let's wrap this up.
Okay.
The other kids know.
No surprise there. I think that's understood now.
And yeah, hopefully.
IREN today, 228. There we go. So that just comes down to Nvidia breaking this 193.
Just coming together, one dropping, but you never know. We had one last year who, Bestie left and others stayed.
Yeah, Victory, she held out after all the friends.
Yeah. And they got a job through us. I think she's still at kids
Yeah.
Has to break this 193.
There's wins that can happen if you actually do your job. Yeah, okay. So hopefully this is the time of year. We know this happens. so. it's
Yeah,
just-
people are starting to feel burnt out. I have a lot of people getting sick.
Yeah.
I will say, in terms of the Slater treatment that we were talking about, and I do feel like Ayana's committed. She just has been struggling with her health. She has diabetes and has been trying to her diet off.
Yeah, until we see a solid direction on Nvidia, it's likely to be a chop fest.
She gets really tired.
Let's see.
And has, just trying to get
Gotta get a solid move on there. 190, 190. Yeah, we just keep ranging around the same 20 cents. So I have my alert set there for 193 on Nvidia and 190. Tesla 428. And you got AMD down there. And then, like I said, the two moves that I really like MU to go break that. I really like for MU to come break this 218 on that trend line and fall. So I really would like MU to do that sooner rather than later.
Just, yeah, she needs to, Jada isn't health focused, she's more so, she's like, I need to, get out of my current situation. And so she's gonna enroll in each plant, program at Atlanta Tech.
Well, that's
At least do
college,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is more like a.
Yeah.
But at least she has a game,
Good, yeah, cause I'm like, a lot of kids want quick, fast money, but they don't do the education piece, so if, do something that will actually help you get, if it's HVAC, whatever, but.
Yeah, she wanted to do something more real estate focused anyway, so at least that's something that.
So yeah, that MU move. Let's also look at AM Dizzle.
I have a hard time.
Got the sizzle. 228.
Okay.
See the structural break.
So, Danielle, she got a little bit better when she was placed on.
Trend line here. So set a trend line right there. So yeah, if you see right there, that 193, you got to see it come down. So we broke down below 231, but watch 226.44. Really, I put an alert for 225 because I want to see this come back down here to 220. So that's what I'm looking at for AMD.
One thing I'll ask you to think on, I'm not gonna make.
Nvidia got to come down another $1. And we're sideways trading for now.
That was really thoughtful in your assigning of the schools.
QQQ, I have an alert for 610 and as well 608.
I love that most.
So I have those alerts set.
Are here.
610 and then 608.
I wish that was more even across the schools. Cause it seems like them on Finch's generally pretty strong.
Yep, it's got to break either 193.
Yeah.
And yep,
Obviously, Kimaya's gonna be out.
break up 193.
Um,
But, yeah, for the most.
So have your alert set.
this is not.
Should be in your position. Like I said, at 193 come down. MU will watch for that 218. I watch for that 218 alert to go off. But I am looking for MU to come all the way down to 214. After that, 206. Right. Nvidia, right? 190 is going to drop back down to 186. So below 190 should be 186.
I think just the people that were flags at Slater.
Any questions? Time for questions is now. I seen a question about indicators. No, I don't use indicators or indicators really.
There's kind of equal number of flags across all schools. Just like Slater has more students and more.
Okay.
What platform are you using? Because as far as order execution, the platform can show you that.
Yeah.
What platform are you using?
Up there. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is that. So that is, 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 that Going back to your email. I got your note on Tamara. Maybe I'm just gonna write Tamara a note in this middle. I just, it'll be easiest if we're all.
Yeah, she asked, that she checked in with me and this makes sense, and I told her we have the foundation, access back and sent her some activities in line with what she said.
Just watching that on there. Questions.
Okay.
Get your questions in.
Is it worth me sending a note to her, you, and being like, just let us know, please reply.
And let's see.
She's confirmed that she's willing to-
AMD in that regard. Just running through a couple tickers.
Mhm.
See if anything I see.
So I'll just wait to hear back.
We
from
good.
her.
Just waiting on
You
Nvidia. Pull back down below that 193. Keep your alerts set. I cannot stress that enough. One note that I am going to add though, Netflix today went down to 108, but it wicked off of that level. Son of a gun.
One thing I
Was looking for Netflix to come downwards. Wanted to see it slip a little bit more. It wasn't able to, it looks like. So still watching, still in Netflix. I'm in some Netflix puts. This is just a teach you one of the trades, high probability setups.
Obviously, for years.
There we go. On ticker
We
Netflix.
had a way that we were-
I'm looking for Netflix to come down. I want to see Netflix get back down to like $98, y'all. Like $98. Ideally, a good price to buy. I would love for like Netflix to erase all of these gains that it had from April. That's in a perfect setting. And a dream price of mine to get Netflix would be $55. Once again, I'm just giving you prices like long-term wise. If the worst was to happen, where you would actually want to look to be a buyer at. What I would stress to anybody that's listening here right now, there's not really any discounts, right? Like there's not really any discounts at the top of the market, right? So I would definitely stress, like with no dips at the top of the market, do not be the person that's just trying to jump in anything and everything, right? There's not many discounts here in this market right now. So it'd be best to wait for a pullback before you start looking to get just too aggressive with anything. So that's my thoughts on that. MU 221 AMD. So yeah, we'll just sit tight for now. 229 there. Yeah, and wait for a direction to be chosen. But like I said, I have those alerts set. Use your Yahoo Finance. I cannot stress that enough. If you're taking trades without using your Yahoo Finance, I do think that is a disservice to you. Make sure that you do have your alerts set. You could be doing anything. You could be in a meeting, whatever it is, right? But just make sure that you have those alerts set. I cannot stress that enough. So yeah, I definitely want to stress that. Make sure you have your alerts set at all times. Yep. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna wrap this Zoom up here for today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So I appreciate y'all being